Hello interwebs and welcome back to my channel as always. So I did a video I don't know when I will post it up, but I did a video earlier where I was hiking, and I'm actually still on that same hike. And I decided to make another video that I actually wasn't planning because I got to the top of the hike, well, sort of like middle point, and I found this huge vista here. I'll get you guys a better shot of it by the end of the video. I'll stand up because I'm just sitting right now and relaxing for a second. But it's a huge vista of Taos, New Mexico, where I'm staying right now, and I was just kind of standing in awe of it. And I put on one of my favorite songs. I always like staring at vistas and putting on a song that I really love. And my personal favorite one of all time, it's one of my favorite songs of all time, is Spanish Sahara by The Foals. I'll put it on in the background of this video if it doesn't get copyright claimed. I'll see if it'll probably will. So, but if you haven't listened to it, listen to that song, Spanish Sahara by The Foals. It's such a beautifully evocative song that just starts off very quiet and builds into something like just truly beautiful. I could talk about that song for a long time, but I kind of want to get to my point. But just listening to that song, I don't know. I always like looking out at a vista and taking in the scope of it. I talked a couple videos ago, another video I did in nature where I shot one at night at my family's bed and breakfast that they own. And I talked about the view of the stars and why I get inspired by looking up at the stars and feeling the insignificance that the stars make me feel small, and how that actually weirdly comforts me to know that I'm just this small person floating on a rock, and all those blinks of light are I am not even a speck of dust compared to those lights, but to me they are so far away that they are also just barely specks of dust in my view. And how, distance and size, it's all relative, as they say, at least in terms of the context that we're in. I don't know, I just look at this view and you see Taos, New Mexico down there, and all those people living a life. You can kind of make out the glints of cars driving, and it's just, I'm so far away that I can't see people. And yet there are so many people down there just living their life, going about their day, unaware that I'm up here viewing them all in a way. I can see everybody, and yet they're so far away that they're inconsequential and I'm inconsequential to them, at least in terms of distance. And it feels so far, just that little area right there. And yet it's so full of life and vibrancy. And then you look beyond that at the hills and the mountain and the forest and all of this going on, and see how much more it extends. And then you look up at the sky, and that goes on forever and ever. It's, I don't know, nice. It's nice to know that I'm part of a bigger thing. I talked about in the last video about feeling insignificant and small, like I did just a second ago, but I don't think I fully explained why that's comforting. It's not that I feel like my life is insignificant necessarily, or that I'm small, but that I am just a piece of a much larger thing, a much larger whole. The story of my life is a part of the story of humanity, for good or for ill. And that story is part of the story of Earth, and that story is part of our solar system, and that story is part of our galaxy and universe. And who knows what's after that? Maybe we're all just, as they say in the Men in Black movie, just a little bauble on a cat's necklace. Certainly wouldn't be outside of the realm of possibility. You think even smaller. You go down further too. It feels like cells and atoms and things orbiting atoms seem to mirror galaxies. I know this is silly, but I always just imagine that there's a small person standing on an electron orbiting an atom, who looks up at the nucleus of the atom or whatever it is. He goes, that's the sun. It's so huge. I feel so insignificant. I wonder if there's anything bigger beyond that, and then we extrapolate out, and I wonder if we're just that. And all this is just small electron orbiting a nucleus in someone's shirt jacket. But within that, we all affect each other. Tiny cells build me, build you, build all of this. It's all necessary. Heck, if you want to get dark about it, you know, something as small as like a tiny little virus can change an entire civilization. All interconnected. All bouncing off of each other's stories, interconnecting and interweaving and touching each other. Infinite diversity in infinite combinations. Gotta stay on brand. Don't want to lose the brand. Gotta stay Star Trekky somehow. I don't know. I tried to rant for 10 minutes, but I feel like that's everything I wanted to say. I guess I'll end with this thought. We are all interconnected stories. You and me. All of you out there watching this, however many you are, whether it's one of you or 1,000 or 10,000 or whatever, if only 10,000 people would watch this. But our stories are interconnecting here right now in this moment. My random story that happens to be taking a sidetrack in Taos, New Mexico, has somehow touched your story. And maybe it'll be whatever. This is a video you saw for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and then turned off and went about your day, and it didn't really affect you. Maybe it affects you 1,000-fold. I don't know, but our stories did touch for a minute. And that's kind of cool. That's kind of fun. I don't know. I like our stories interconnecting. Anyways, that's all I really had to say. Love you all. The usual subscribe, yada, 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 Patreon, blah, 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 YouTube stuff. But the most important thing, regardless of all of that, is I hope that you, as always, live long and prosper. Thank you so much to all of my patrons, especially right now considering everything that's going on in the world. You keep me motivated and you help me continue doing this channel every single month. I could not do it without you. And a special thanks to my patrons, Polymena, Mystic the Monarchete, Bree Beecher, Din Hagney, Dante St. James, Anti-Cat 808, Patrick Shannon, Wayne Twitchell, Wen Dizzle Bizzle, Subraxis, Zach Cody, Maeve, Jason Knott, Maggie Evans, Christy Marie Johnson, Gavin Robinson, William Stewart, Michael Beam, Miranda Janelle, Mari Neckar, Lorena Mesa, Wellington Marcus, Susan Banks, Buttoneer, Ish the Mad, Ashley Allen Bociccio, Boyd and Mary Beth Earl, Stefan Schuhart, Greg Gillum, Christina Dalliance, Ashlyn Solstice, and Eli Bergmoss. Thank you to all of you.